catch that.
Welcome back to my channel, Delightful_Dawn. And today we have a review on the only thing we review on here, basketball wise. Dawn be getting annoyed. I be getting so annoyed so quick with these people on here. But I mean, what else? So I mean, if that's you, continue watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let's get on right into it. So this particular episode, you know, we left off with the last episode with Evelyn and Jackie and the whole lie detector test. Now this episode, I think it did like a quick little recap of it. Then it ended off with, they didn't give us no real ending on like what happened afterwards, or like no real explanation on why Jackie was crying like a little baby because she was caught up. She gonna say that, I don't know what, you know, I'm not gonna give y'all the tea all at once. But basically it starts off with Kristen and her husband. I can't remember her husband's name right now. They both talking about Kristen basically tells her husband that she wants Byron. She want to actually officially apologize to Byron. You know, she never meant what she said in a way to be where she was being disrespectful. She understands it has caused, you know, some riffraff with inside the family. She doesn't feel like she should invite Cece, which is the most dumbest thing a person can possibly say, to say, okay, I want you to come over, but you can't bring your fiance or your significant other. But the drama has to do with that other person. You brought up what you brought up about his father in front of his fiance. So now you're like, because I'm not dealing with her, I don't want to deal with her, I don't want to talk to her, but I want to have a conversation with you, the father, but not with your wife. Which, you know, I just feel like this story is about as interesting as a piece of bread is to water. It makes no sense. It's I guess it's kind of it's mushy once you get into the water, but it's like, why you do that? Who cares? But I mean, if this is your storyline, this is your storyline. So we're going to keep on going, because they're going to talk about a little bit later about, you know, she going to continue talking and keep digging herself a hole, because that's what Kristen do. You know, that's what it seems like to me as a viewer, you know. But anyway, so then we get to Evelyn and Shani. They have lunch. They kind of recap on what happened and everything. It's like what's been going on. Ev and Shani has been out of the loop. Shani has been, you know, tending to her children and to her multiple sources of incomes of business. The business that she want to leave for her children. So far as like, you know, the marijuana business she has started up. And they kind of touch on Jackie and her not being completely truthful in the lie detector test about some of the questions she didn't get. It was showing that she was deceitful. They really didn't go into depth about which questions it was, but they did talk about it briefly. My opinion about that is that I don't know what angle Evelyn is playing here. I'm really kind of, I'm not excited, but I'm really like sitting on edge, kind of figure out like, what plot are you playing here with Jackie? Are you her friend? Are you not her friend? Like, what is the true tea about you and Jackie? Because you're not really giving us information on what she said. And then this whole storyline of her in this lie detector test, you would have thought it would have been more dramatic than what it is, and it has not been. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, like what are they trying to play here? But we don't know. That was the most interesting thing that they said at this lunch, so I'm not gonna like go into detail like what else was said. But then we get another then we get Jackie and Cece joining up for, I believe it was like lunch or something. Was it lunch? Okay. They end up meeting up at a bar or whatever, and Jackie basically tried to get Cece back in the loops. You know, Cece has been out, you know, she's basically preparing herself for her getting married, which was actually pretty cute. Which is actually pretty neat, because, you know, I really am excited to see how this whole marriage thing got to fall down with her and Byron, because I actually like Byron. Byron reminds me of like my father. He reminds me of my father, really like to himself, he believes that women business is women business. Like, if he ain't a part of it, he don't need to be a part of it. But at the same time, he feel like if you a snake, once a snake, always a snake. So I think it's just funny just to kind of to see that dynamic. I actually enjoy Byron and Cece when they're in scenes. It's just sometimes Cece seems to be like a bit much, if you ask me. No hate towards Cece at all. Like, she's not my favorite person out of the thing. I feel like this whole thing with her and Kristen is a lot. It's unnecessary. But I mean, who don't think it's not unnecessary? Anyway, like I was saying, Jackie and Cece, they get together. They basically discuss like what's been going on ever since the last time they kind of got together. And they briefly went over like Evelyn, and Jackie was like saying how crazy, like she thought Evelyn was her friend, but recently Evelyn did this lie detector test and didn't let her know. She invited her out, and that's what they were doing. And then Cece was like, that was some bull. Like, you should have just walked away. Like, you should have never did the test. And she's like, yeah, but at the time I thought she was being genuine, but now it got me looking like I don't understand why she did it. Cece was right. Like, I'm like, would Cece would have walked away? I think she would have. Out of all the things I think that Cece is, I think Cece is not one, like, she might not be the first person to be like rah rah, but she's not gonna have nobody sit here and like, either, for one, either you talk about me, or two, either you put me in a position where I feel uncomfortable. If Jackie felt uncomfortable, Jackie is a grown woman. Jackie should have been like, you know what, I don't think I should take no test. But if you have nothing to hide, as she claimed, then it shouldn't have been no problem to taking no test. Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel like, well, maybe to a certain extent, like I said before, I feel like Jackie is telling the truth. With her, I feel like she was put in a situation where maybe to some degree some information about Malaysia would have been leaked to the press. But so far as Malaysia Jackie going and actually starting rumors, that part is not true. Like, I for one thing, Jackie is a lot of, but Jackie ain't that. Jackie has been on this season for multiple seasons. She have been through a lot of things with the ladies that's been on Basketball Wives, a lot of ups and downs, crazier things than this. Do I think Malaysia should get over it? That's not for me to say, but I would say that I think that Malaysia hasn't had the full story to completely say to write Jackie off. You know what I mean? Like, write Jackie off on a lot of things, but this ain't like, come on now, give her fair trial. That little mini trial, I don't know what the heck that was. That wasn't it, sis. Like, I feel like Jackie did not say nothing. So basically, after that happens with them, I'm clicking at the notes. We get Malaysia and Kristen at the dance class. Kristen basically disclosed to Malaysia like she plans on meeting up with Byron. She doesn't like how their situation is currently set up. She feels like that he is a good grandfather, and she tells her she does not want Cece there. Cece should not be there. Kristen just straight up said like, that ain't right, sis. Like, you moving not the right moves, and that you should, basically give out an invitation to Cece. And she feel like, no, like, I feel like I don't owe her any explanation. I'm not in a good place with her. I'm not inviting her, period, point blank type situation, which is cool. Like, you know what I mean? With her saying something that she said at this particular meetup with Malaysia kind of hit me, so like I can understand why. I think she's saying that what she said was basically not received, or she didn't mean to say what she said verbatim, and what she said was not what she meant. And Malaysia was giving her an opportunity to kind of like, say it where it can be said on camera. And I think she's saying that, from what I got, because it still doesn't make no sense, I think what she's saying is that recently her father's in a position where he cannot see the baby on a regular. He's sick. And that for Byron to be so close, she would just expect it to be more like he should just be there. And this is the problem that I have. Like if you want to get verbatim what she said, go watch the show and get the little snippet, because I don't know exactly what she said verbatim. But I do know what she was insinuating is that for a person to be so far away and that is not able but want to be able for you to be so close, that she would expect that that he would be there, especially the type of relationship that he has with his other grandchildren that she does not see with her child. Now this can bring up more issues, because now you're saying that he has a better relationship with his other children, and that yours is the last on the totem pole. But he's also even said that when he would try to reach out and try to have you have the opportunity for them to get together, that it was always hard to reach in and scheduling stuff with y'all's schedules. But another thing is that this man is a grown man. This man has a whole life. He has a whole woman, a whole career. And for you to think that he's going to stop and to like move in your wavelength, and it seems like it's already an issue with Kristen, that I can see why Byron doesn't make the time out for her, because it's like, if I gotta deal with you and your BS, I ain't trying to go out my way. I'll tell you, hey, how you doing? And especially since you feel like he should be involved, then your daughter does the little dance stuff like that. Why are y'all not reaching out to him, inviting him to stuff? Why is he the person that has to like initiate all of these things? And especially when your daughter is younger. I don't know how old the other kids are that she's saying that he has other grandchildren. It may be because of their ages that it allows him the opportunity to do events with them that he cannot do with your 2-year-old daughter. 2.5, whatever she is, your daughter. And I think that she's completely being unreasonable. Do I think that her feelings are valid? I 100% do. I have been in a situation where I feel like, okay, you want more from a person because you see that the relationship they have with other people and you kind of yearn for that. I feel like this is going to put her in a deeper hole when he sees these clips, because he's like, okay, you say you're sorry, but you're saying all of these things, national, like, these people don't need to know all this man business. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, is that me? Am I being unreasonable? I don't know. But we're going to keep going, because I'm tired of talking about Cece. We're not even halfway through the episode, like, and I'm already talking too much. Yeah. So anyway, then we get OG and Jackie. They meet up. She meets her at the field. OG is talking about retiring with her coaches. Jackie's there to kind of like encourage her. They're going to give her a little test run, which is cool. Jackie tells OG what happens between her and Elle. She thinks that's another bunch of bull, and she basically says that Evelyn is not her friend. She tells her what was said at the events with Jennifer, and she was like, you need to see, basically in so many words, you need to move with caution with Miss Evelyn, because Evelyn does not think that you are her friend. And when Miss Phoebe says something, Evelyn did not say that what Miss Phoebe said was wrong when she said that her and Jackie are not friends or friendly. So then we go to the next part where all this stuff I don't really want to talk about. We get Evelyn and Shani. They do some speed dating with some young man. That was boring as heck, so we ain't gonna talk about that. Then we get OJ. OJ. Then we get OG. She finally meets up with her coaches again, and they actually do a mock. What am I trying to say? I think I have it backwards. I feel like OG met up with the coaches first, then Jackie came to when she was actually coaching the girls. That's what happened. So once she came to that situation where hold on, my arm hurts. Once she came to that, came to the actual coaching where she was coaching the actual young ladies on the teams, they was talking about, how she was gonna do her retirement party, and OG was telling her she was gonna invite everybody to the event, and that's where she tells her about what Evelyn says and how they're not really friends. So then then they talk about the podcast. Jackie wants to do a podcast, a roundtable podcast with a bunch of young ladies to talk about any and everything, and she's going to have an event, and she plans on inviting everyone, which she does. You know what I mean? Which I think is pretty cool and pretty dope on their part. And when she has the event, she invites pretty much everybody but Malaysia and Phoebe. Everyone pretty much comes except for that's who came as a part of the crew. It was OG, Cece, and Jen. Everybody else didn't show up, which Jackie was kind of salty about. She ended up having an opportunity to speak with Jen. She ended up apologizing for how she behaved at Jennifer's event with Phoebe and kind of explained herself. Jennifer accepted it, and she said she completely she doesn't want to hold anything with anybody, and she got her apology. That's all pretty much was needed. She don't even need really deep explanation because she felt like it was petty in the first place to even do that. And Jackie wanted her to know that wasn't her intentions, was to show up and to show out. That was not what she was meant to do. But they also, once they got the podcast off and rolling, they started talking about different things, which were pretty cute and pretty cute. Some little cute little things back and forth. And we get to the point to where they kind of talk about the ladies not showing up to the event, which Jackie was saying, like, yeah, they didn't show up, and they was like, they should have given you the courtesy of showing up because you show up to everything that they have, and for them not to show up shows a complete, utter disrespect. That's what OG says. And they were like, well, if Cece was like, well, basically, if I can show up with Jennifer being here, then I feel like anyone else could show up. And I'm like, Jennifer and Cece had beef? When? Oh, okay. I didn't even know y'all even had beef. It was crazy kind of witness. I didn't even know they even had beef, which was nice to see that they was like, basically, Jennifer, where you should have been apologizing. Let me play for her. You should have been apologizing like this, because this is what should have been done. She was like, Cece, I'm sorry for I basically egged Kristen to show those text messages about OG, and that was not kind of me. And they basically they was grown women, and both was like, okay, whatever it is, what it is, we can move on from here. And it was nice to see on the podcast. So Jackie, that was kind of cute, but I bet people who listen to the podcast don't know who they was talking about. They don't know who they was talking about, but that was cute to see. Then we get to the part where we have Kristen and Thomas. Thomas is Kristen's husband. We get to that part where they're supposed to have the dinner, where we have having Byron coming over. Byron does not show up, and Kristen is in her feelings. She feel like the reason he didn't come was, from what he said, what she gathered from, was that he had to go to a baseball game, and she feel like this was more important than a baseball game. This is the disrespect that I keep talking about that Cece is doing, and she's trying to undo a lot of stuff. And this not no random woman that's on the street that you're talking about. You're talking about someone that is your father-in-law, and someone that you don't know about his daily business life. I don't think he was just going to no baseball game. You don't know if it was a business venture that he was doing. And honestly, for your little raggedy dinner that you know, okay, scratch on it. I don't want to talk to this girl. Okay, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself, because I was getting to the point I was getting a little disrespectful. I ain't trying to disrespect you, Cece. So let me just hold it back in. Cece had a nice, lovely dinner planned, and Byron did not show up. Not Byron, Thomas did not show up. Byron came in and was like, so we only have 3 plates, and she was like, well, it's only 3 of us that's gonna be eating here today because the papa ain't coming. And she just feel like, that this is the stuff, like, she wished that her dad could be there, and it's like, you could be here and you not. I don't know this much with her father. I hope that he gets that he comes in, that he gets better soon, that he has recovery. I do hope that with her seeing this, that she's taking the initiative and taking her daughter down there to see her father if he's in like critical condition, because you at least want that to, like, okay, when he is able to see like his granddaughter, and that you can tell her one day, like, you met your papa, so God forbid that he does pass away. So I hope that that is happening within their relationship. I don't know, because she doesn't really talk about her family. She only seems to talk about Byron a lot. Not Byron, but yeah, she talks about Byron a lot. That's pretty much what she's been talking about this whole season. But yeah, that happened. So I hope that they can, mend their relationship, because it's getting redunculous. Okay. Then we get OG, Cece, and Cece and her brother get together, Cece brother, and they kind of talk about like all the drama that it all kind of happens together, like the whole scene with Cece and all of them and Kristen, like it all kind of rolls in together, where she says she best understand why Byron didn't go, and that it's just unnecessary drama. And her brother's like, well, at the end of the day, you have us, and we're here for you, and we are excited for you. Just remember, you have a wedding coming up, and that just stay happy. Like, you shouldn't be too much getting worked up of this situation between you and Cece, which makes completely and total sense. Your family got your back at the end of the day, even if that you having a current squabble with this other side of the family. Like, as long as you keep God first, keep your man, and keep your skin clear. He didn't say that, but that's what I'm gonna tell you, Cece. You got God first, you got your man, keep your skin clear, you'll be good and Gucci, because everybody just need to fall in line. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your relationship with you and your husband. And if they do not, And the thing is that their problem came from Byron, but so all of a sudden it's a problem with you because they're saying that you keeping him away from doing his duties as a grandpa. But apparently Cece said that he was a great grandpa to the other kids. So obviously I don't think that's the case. It's so much information and so much misleading things that are being said, which I think honestly is just a bunch of hoopla. So it's unnecessary. But we're gonna keep going because you know what? I like Cece. I just don't like her behavior this season. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I have mixed emotions. We have mixed emotions there. Then we have like the end of the scene kicker. We get Evelyn and Jackie together. They're talking. They meet up for I believe like lunch or something like that, lunch or brunch or something like that. They get together. It's all kiki and everything. And so Jackie just go into like, hey, these things were brought up to me about that you said about me. And she was like, who said these things? They said OG says that you said that we're not friends, and it came as a shock to me because I thought that we were building something. And she's like, OG is lying. OG is lying. I never said that we were not friends. Well, she said that you insinuated that when Phoebe said, I'm glad that Jackie got some facts up. She fact checked it. Phoebe said that we weren't friends, and you didn't deny it. She's like, I'm tired of this girl, OG. OG is a newbie to the group. You shouldn't let her blah, 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 blah. I don't understand. Like, I'm going to use it real quick. I'm gonna just tell you what happens. I'm gonna give my opinion because I know y'all don't really care about my opinion. But OG, calm down, Patty, calm down. But so Jackie basically tells her like this is what was said, and Evelyn just completely denies it. So also, I feel like when we had when you had that lie detector, like that baby feel like, dang, like why would she do this? Supposed to be friends? And she's like, it's like you kind of mad at me, like. That's not the real issue. The real issue here is OG. Like, what is this issue with OG? But she was just denying all of these things that she said with OG. She said that the thing that she did with Jackie was more to clear up her name, all of this jazz, and it cut off right there. It didn't give no more, like, I guess it went to the next episode. My phone had died, so you're probably like, your phone died? I don't know what else was said. But hopefully, Jackie confronts her more. But I think Jackie yearns for this friendship with Evelyn, which is almost kind of like crazy because the amount of lying that Evelyn is doing is to me beyond me. It's like, why lie? Just say like, yeah, she did say at the time you were acting pretty cuckoo. I'm just like, my name ain't Bennett, I ain't in it. But you lied because when she said, did you deny? You did not say that we were friends. You took your face and you humped, like she said, like she gave an example, Evelyn, and you act like you know what she was talking about. All of a sudden that, we had Miss OG. OG is new to the group, but Phoebe is also new to the group, and Phoebe's been going around spreading a lot of stories up in these streets as well. But I don't see you saying that Phoebe is a liar or Phoebe's being extra. You have been calling Jackie dated. You have been saying that she's old and old news and she's not a good friend to no one, but you sit here and you conversate with her as if y'all are friends. That sounds like a snake. A straight up snake. A straight up slithering snake. And for that, like, at first I was kind of excited that Evelyn was coming back to the show, but now I can really see that with all your old age and years in this game, that you are just you're the same conniving individual on TV. Because I don't know how you are in real life, but how you move with these women in the circle is beyond me. And you talk about how Jackie acts as a woman. I have to move y'all again. All right, my bad. But yes, as Evelyn, you as an older lady, as an OG in the Basketball Wives community, you're not an OG because Jackie's technically the OG in the group. But as an OG on this show, I feel like that same like behavior, that same snake-like, that same mentality of like, we are here, but only I can be the it girl. That mentality is so strong with her that I can honestly say, like, I'm not liking the person that she is, that she's portraying herself as this season. Like, it was one point in time where I couldn't stand Tammy, but the elevation of her growth, and like, yes, she older, but she acts like and moves in like her lane, like, you know what I mean, like maturity. I'm not saying you have to, like, because you old that you have to move a certain way, but it's like as time progresses as a woman, that you should progress in the way that you're moving with other women, especially when you have younger women like Phoebe that are looking up to you as an example, and this is how you act. Like, I can see why Phoebe out here lying and stuff like that, because barely you out here lying, and you said at the end of the day you cover your tracks, then who cares? Because that's the type of behavior that you are giving me this time. But that's all I have to say. It's pretty much the recap of this episode. If you liked it, go ahead and thumbs us up. Give me your comments and your thoughts on how you felt that people's behavior was on this episode. If you like me doing the basketball recaps, if there's another show that you would like me to review, I would go ahead and put it on my list. And until next time, say unapologetically you and all that you do. Peace, love, and elbow grease, everybody. See y'all next time.